Alligator Alcatraz is officially open for business. The new illegal alien detention center that Governor Ron DeSantis had built in the great state of Florida in just over a week in the middle of swampland. Hence the name, because it is surrounded by alligators and snakes. And so yesterday, President Trump and the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem toured the facility, which I must say is actually way better furnished than it probably should be, considering these are people who invaded our country. I mean, just look at these high-quality bunk beds, which I'm sure are better quality than you would find in many college dorm rooms across the country. So this is how a Republican governor, Republican leadership deals with the criminal illegal alien problem, as opposed to, let's say, a blue state, like New York City, a total lost cause, which has been coercing the taxpayers in that state to cough up $300 per night in order to house them in fancy hotel rooms for months and months and years on end. Oh, just about $10,000 per month, per hotel room, per illegal alien. Here's President Trump being asked about the facility shortly before his visit yesterday.
And with the Alligator Alcatraz, is the idea that if some illegal immigrant escapes, they just get eaten by an alligator?
It's hard to hear there, but the reporter says with Alligator Alcatraz, the idea is that if they escape, they just get eaten by an alligator?
I guess that's the concept. This is not a nice business. I guess that's the concept.
Only Donald Trump would have the guts to respond to such a question by admitting, yes, that is the concept.
I think our viewers at home should note that this is air-conditioned facility, yes, so if any of the news claims are keeping them out in the hot, humid South Florida, that is wrong. It's probably 62 degrees here,
to be honest.
or 72.
Hey, yep. Biden wanted me in here, okay? He wanted me. It didn't work out that way, but he wanted me in here, that son of a bitch.
And thankfully, Joy Reid, the angry black woman on MSNBC who was fired recently, is still gracing us with her presence by becoming a YouTuber.
I had to forget about him, but Ron DeSantis is still governor of Florida. He took the Comfy Couch hosts on a tour of the concentration camp that he's building in Florida in order to round up brown people, and throw them in a camp because he doesn't want them in Florida. Surprise, surprise, the economy of Florida is going to be severely harmed by rounding up brown people who, by the way, all over this country, Latinos are afraid to go to work. Anybody who is perceived or looks Latino is afraid to go to work. I know people.
You know what? If they self-deport, that would be even better. But of course, the Democrats are calling it a concentration camp. It's Alligator Auschwitz to them. And since celebrities know what's best, here's Jason Bateman's idea on how to stop the Trump administration this time around.
At what point, if ever, do you think the story would change from reporting on the outrageousness of Trump and his
the awesomeness,
actions, his decisions, his words, and instead move to the people that have voted for him twice? And I know that goes
3 times. Let me correct you there, fool. 3 times.
Back to the whole story of deplorables, and like as soon as that happened, everyone just backed off and don't ever talk bad about America and the 80 million. So, but he's never changed. He's always been the same. He didn't do a 180 and dupe everybody when he got to the White House. It's the people that have put him there and then put him there again that really deserve a great deal of responsibility and a talking to. I'm sorry. And
we need a talking to because we've misbehaved by voting for President Trump. Well, sir, why don't you tell that to CNN, which just had to reluctantly admit this?
I mean, every politician would like this number here, especially to see it go up.
That's a 53% approval rating in July of 2017, Donald Trump's first term.
How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this. Yeah. 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is history making.
It sure is, and so are these memes celebrating the grand opening of Alligator Alcatraz just in time for Independence Day, a truly American thing to do, to round up those who have invaded our country, put them into a prison camp, and then ship them back home. Here are the new ICE agents, the Alligator ICE agents.
Ice, ice, baby.
In case you missed it, here's Florida Governor Ron DeSantis proudly showing off the grand opening.
Well, you know, when you think of the imagery of Alcatraz, Alcatraz is surrounded by a bay. Here in the Everglades, you're actually surrounded by gators and pythons.
So this is as secure as it gets. I mean, if a criminal alien were to escape from here somehow, and I don't think they will, you've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not going to happen. So not only that is it secure, it also takes this deportation mission out of the hair of our local and state law enforcement. This has no impact on Florida residents because some of that stuff can have an impact on them if it's in more populated areas. And so logistically, this really answers the call. All you need is a little bus to move them, about 2,000 feet that way, then get on a plane and they're gone.
Adios, amigos, because this is just the start. Last week's Supreme Court ruling opened the door for President Trump to get rid of the 500,000 Haitians that the Biden administration allowed to invade us under the false pretense of being refugees or somehow coming here to make America better. You may recall during Trump's first administration, he referred to Haiti as one of the bleep hole countries that he doesn't want immigrants to be coming from because, we really don't want any more immigrants, period, for the next probably 100 years. We want a complete freeze on immigration. But if we're going to allow immigrants, we want them from nice, certain kinds of countries like Sweden, Denmark, Germany, and others, not from hellholes like Haiti. So these celebrities put together their Haiti is already great coalition, which is ironic because everybody knows that Haiti is a complete bleep hole. And now the Haitians are facing deportation to a country devastated by violence and famine. But the celebrities told us that Haiti was great. In the Trump 2.0 administration, the gloves are off. We're all tired of the communist Democrats and what they've done to this great country and our culture. Here is President Trump at a press conference at Alligator Alcatraz.
Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zorhan Mandami, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zorhan Mandami?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation.
While some may take that as a sarcastic comment, we actually should be arresting the Democrat mayors and Democrat governors who are facilitating the sanctuary cities, obstructing justice, and aiding and abetting the criminal invaders. But President Trump has other plans to help keep the costs down and keep more of our tax dollars in our pockets.
We're going to fully fund the final sections of border wall, impose a new remittance tax on money sent back to foreign countries, and dramatically increase deportations to a bare minimum of 1 million illegal aliens per year. And what we're doing is we're really going after the criminal aliens, of which we have plenty to work with. People say, well, that's a lot, isn't it? Well, remember, these countries are very smart. They're headed up by people I know. In almost all cases, they're very smart people, and they're people of great common sense. They're not sending their good people out. They're sending the bad people out, and they put them into caravans. I think I came up with that name, but somebody did. It's a great name, a caravan. Thousands and sometimes as many as 30,000 people walking right into our country. Again, last month we had none. Think of that. People say it's almost impossible.
Are you tired of winning yet? I hope not, because there's more. University of Pennsylvania is now canceling Leah Thomas's swimming records, the famous transgender woman athlete who robbed women of various titles. And the college is going to be apologizing to the women who were disadvantaged, robbed, by allowing Leah Thomas to participate and compete against them. Also, USAID, the massive bureaucratic slush fund, has been shut down completely. There are some operations which may be legitimate, and so they've been moved under the State Department, which is being overseen by Marco Rubio. In case you missed it, here is White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt detailing just a small handful of the programs that USAID was funding.
If you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
I mean, what's next? Are the Democrats going to claim that saving American tax dollars from being wasted on such ridiculous programs is going to cost over 10 million lives? Oh, wait, what's this? Marco Rubio hailed the end of USAID, as study says it could contribute to 14 million deaths in the next 5 years. They're claiming this is because certain countries aren't going to get their medical treatment and food, but guess what? The Hollywood celebrities have more money than they know what to do with, so surely they'll be able to step up and fill the void. Because the U.S. national debt is now over $37 trillion. That's over $100,000 per citizen. So a baby that was just born 5 seconds ago is now $108,000 in debt. Every taxpayer, so every adult, is now $323,000 in debt. That's our share of the national debt, which is, I should say, was a mortgage on a pretty nice house in many parts of the country until the inflation got out of control, which has resulted in gold spiking to over $3,300 per ounce. But for just a tiny fraction of that, you can go to my online store at markdice.com and order your No Vacancy Deport Them All shirt or any of my awesome designs, now also available in tank tops as well. And this whole week, for Independence Day, you can save 20% off by using the promo code FREEDOM at the checkout. So head on over to markdice.com and order your America First tank top, your Make Me a Sandwich tank, Operation Mockingbird tank, Ultra Mega, your I Love White People tank, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve hoodie, and now tank tops as well. So click the link in the description below and check them out.